drivers are lined up here. We got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go now. Looks like Push gets a good start. No, Light Cruiser gets an even better start. And oh, there's contact already in the back. Wow. Wing going off. Wimpy goes challenging Light Cruiser for P2. Wow.
That's epic. I like Wimpy 2.0.
Oh, pole in the next race. Oh my god! Smeltino spins out.
Oh no. Get on the power too early, like Wimpy did, and Pretorius did the last lap. You get a lot of oversteer on the exit. They're still side by side.
Oh. Let's see. Wow, he hangs on to the outside there. Oh,
yeah,
oh, he spins out!
No.
Okay.
Icewind has 2.
Yeah, so he's just about gonna get ahead of his teammate as Pretorius is looking for the outside here. Nice switchback.
Oh, that's a good switchback. That's how you need to do it. There we go, Ocean Chief with a decent start, it looks like.
Oh yeah, he
really
gets away well. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've got a big fight here for P3. Wow, we got Chief and Wimpy. Look at that. 1, 2. This deserves another screenshot. There we go.
Now it's getting really crowded because
wow, look at that.
push and Light Cruiser know they get ahead.
Wow, they almost went 4 wide.
Who was that? Was that Light Cruiser? Someone went on the grill there and Push is through in P1.
Chaos here in the F2 race.
And I can tell you one thing, Light Cruiser is going to follow. He knows that he can't stay behind these guys if he wants a shot at winning this, so he will send it here.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and we have a moist Silverstone here for you, and apologies for not showing the highlights because I'm a bit of a bow and may or may not have forgotten to put them on earlier, but that's alright. We've got, as I say, Moist Britain here, and alongside me is Justin.
Hello there. And
yeah, we'll be providing you an epic F2 race, and I do like moist, Mr. Jensen, it's my favorite word. Hope we have some good epic racing here, as F2 likes to provide, in the opening stint anyway. And at the moment it's Max Spielz on pole position, on the pole lap. Behind him is Popo second, Likers a third, Icewind fourth, Push fifth, Wimpy sixth, Keyboard Magnussen 7th, Tipsy Bob 8th, Ocean Chief in 9th, and Elementrix in 10th. So, if you're new to the F2 format, we've got the feature race, which is 14-ish laps, I'm gonna take a wild guess. And then we have a shorter sprint race, which only offers about half the points and only for people in the top 8. However, grids are reversed for the top 8 in the sprint race based on finishing position in the feature race. So I think that's about it. And we got now Light Cruiser is on the pole position, and it's coming up to True Club, yeah, I think it's Club, onto the final corner, and he looks like he's going sick. Ooh, a little wobble, but he stays on pole just about. It's 2 tenths down to Popo, 1 tenth to Max Spielz, Icewind 3 tenths behind Max, and then a reasonable gap to Push in 5th, which is 6 tenths, and then a very big gap from everyone else down, it's 4 seconds. So it looks like none else we had a clean lap bar the top 5. But reasonably close at the top 5 for a one-shot quality session. We've got Mr. Lecter collecting the 4 points for pole position 2. Popo second with 55.5. Max Spielz in P3 with a 55.6. Icewind P4 with a 55.9. Push with a 56.5 in P2. Tipsy P6, Keyboard P7, Wimpy P8, Ocean Chief P9, Elementrix P10. So really everyone below 5th not having the greatest day, it seems. Unfortunately for them. But we'll see what they can do in the race. As well, I would say the points come in the race, but you do get 4 points in qualifying for a pole position, but still. most of the points come in the race. So we can see, let's see what they can do here. And a much better looking Silverstone, not quite as moist. But yeah, maybe some drivers will have more fun in the dry than the wet. I know I'm not the best driver in the wet anyway. That's because I'm really bad though, but hey, that's alright, that's alright. That's alright. So at the moment, just looking at the lovely pit lane in Silverstone, but we'll take some time, we'll get there eventually, I suppose.
Look at the lineup of hard tires. They're perfectly displayed for us.
Yeah, it's amazing. It looks really nice actually, to just kind of have them vibing there. They're just chilling though, honestly.
Oh.
Right, we have... oh, we actually get to see the start. No, we don't, we're out. 5 red lads are out. Well, there's a bit of end plate flying off in the background. Clean start, I guess. Like, it seems very uneventful at the moment. We all get away without any changes, really. Light Cruiser pulled away by a long shot. You got a really good start, it seems. Everyone maintaining their positions so far, I think.
Was this not formation lap?
Actually, oh, do we have formation lap now? Oh, fuck you know, okay. I look like an idiot now, okay, that's fine, that's fine. I thought we had formation lap. No, I'm being bullied because last time we had F2 there was no formation lap and I was getting excited. I'm really disappointed now and I'm suing Mr. Chief for my contract.
It's okay.
I am so sad.
Yeah.
I was very surprised how clean the start was. I'm very sure I seen the front wing fly off. Okay, I'm very disappointed.
I just saw like people going left and right, and then seeing that it was the start. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, because usually the starts are glitched for F2, so you get like the lights, and then it's like, oh, the race started by doing. You're like, oh, okay. That didn't happen this time, and I wasted all my commentating energy on a formation lap, which is very sad. That's alright. But as we're doing this, as I'm ranting about being a terrible commentator, let's get the tire delta on and some intervals. If I could speak, that'd be very cool. So everyone on the softs except Max Spiels and Icewind. And I have no idea what the strategy is, so I'm gonna predict that Mr. Max Spiels and Icewind are going to clap everyone because the strategy is OP.
We'll see what they have in store. Maybe a quick little surprise at the end.
Yeah. Gonna have a lot of pace, assuming that they will be on soft tires at the end. So we could get surprised. We're Mr. Icewind, who says he's very slow, which is undoubtedly a big lie. But hey, if he thinks he's slow, I'm not gonna tell him he ain't, I guess. Whatever makes him feel better about himself. Right, so we're lining up on the grid now. And we're going to get our start very shortly.
Now you can use your commentating skills for this?
No, I can't find it. You got 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3, 4 and 5 red lights, not quite, but away we go for the start of Silverstone Grand Prix. Ooh, someone gets a good start, I think that's Max Spiels. No, it's not, but it's a very good start for someone anyway. Under turn 1, nothing so far, very clean start from all drivers. No incidents down the field. Get some position changes, Keyboard Magnussen on Max Spiels and Ocean Chief on Wimpy, I believe. Keyboard going down some more positions, and so is Max Spiels on Ocean Chief. Keyboard's actually gaining, in fact. My bad. Yeah, clean start from all the drivers, not an awful lot of action. Some passes, very clean as well, so we like to see that. Very epic. Tipsy Bob might go pass here on this push, not quite. Ooh, but yeah, he goes a little bit side by side, that's alright.
On that start, the person who lost out the most was Spiels, losing 4 positions, is already down into P7.
Yeah, not the best start for him. And Icewind already at 2-second gap, which is really ridiculous, honestly.
He's just out of here.
He just headed out. He ain't waiting for nobody. Yeah.
Pretty clean start.
Yeah, I think that's the cleanest start I've seen so far in F2, I have to say. Very impressed. Last time I think I was commentating in Hungary and we had 2 big pile-ups on the feature and sprint race. It's a very good gaming from everyone, really. Maybe Tipsy Bob. We're actually Max Spiel side by side with Mr. Keyboard Magnussen, going for a move there. And he has done it on the Hanger straight, I think. I don't know, I might know my corners and straight name, but we've got Wimpy just behind him as well. And is anyone going to do anything? Whoops. I think was trying to go for something, but he backs out of it. Like Chris saying the fastest lap on the first lap, obviously, because he's raiding. I think that's very obvious information for most people, but that's alright.
The 3-second gap as well. It's, he's had the best start of this race, if anything.
Yeah, really, he's just gone. And okay, my gaps are lying to me. That's very rude. SMH. Yeah, very tight because it's only lap 2 after all. So no one except Likers has pulled away at the moment. So anything could really happen.
Icewind kind of cuts that corner a tiny bit, allowing Push to close up the tank down on him. Push takes that corner wide and loses some time. Icewind seems to be holding off Push quite well.
Yeah, it's working so well. He's on the hards too, so it's looking reasonably decent for him at the moment. He's managing to maintain up with the swap runners. Bar Light Cruiser, who is gone. Oh, I've seen a move happening. Yep, Push going up the inside of Tipsy Bob. No, Icewind, in fact. Not quite making it there. Icewind runs wide though. Doesn't capitalize on it though, and he stays behind for now. Just for now.
We'll probably be wanting to get him on the main straight, like we were saying earlier. Fastest up of a 1:43.6. Icewind going a little wide, Push gaining really quickly. Will he have a dive in the inside? No, he won't.
He stays back for now. Icewind gets himself a 3-second penalty, in fact. Monka S. That came fairly quick. Not gonna help his race, I think. Usually doesn't.
Icewind's actually gaining on Popo.
Yeah, he'd be human.
Losing a bit
Icewind. Chief near the back of Wimps. JRS in these cars is not as good because of the smaller wings, so he might not be able to quite go for a move here, and he doesn't. Push still very close to Icewind. If he sticks to him, he might get a move done onto the Hanger straight. So it could be very epic for Mr. Push with a podium. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that result.
Push really wants to get by Icewind now. He's holding him up a tiny bit. He's eager to get by.
Yeah, Wimpy on keyboard Magnussen into the funny right-hander. Stowe, maybe. Oh, and they're going through Cobbs. The Cobbs, not the corner. Oh, Ocean Sheep cutting going a little bit. Going nice wide, all going there pretty close. I thought it might be a pass, but that's alright.
Ooh.
And Icewind going up the inside of Popo Gamer. He was losing the position to him. And do it pass around the outside for Icewind. And he goes a bit wide, but he maintains the position. Ooh, and Push maybe looked to get a move down there, but doesn't quite do it. Not just yet. There's some passing.
Another fast lap.
He is.
1:43.3. Oh, Ocean Sheep with a 3-second time penalty as well.
He does. Tipsy Bob as well. A lot of people getting time penalties early on in this race.
Yeah.
Usually not optimal.
Like Cruiser with a 5-second gap, 5.5-second gap. He's way in front right now. He's dominating this race.
He just headed out. Mr. Light Cruiser, not a slow boy, definitely. He's going very fast and showing his big boy dominance. So I can respect that.
Run on Popo.
Yeah, Popo runs a bit wide. Maybe for a move up the inside here, not the smartest place to go for a move. A bit dangerous, but yeah, he thought of it, but thought better.
Tucks back in.
Ooh, and Icewind going very wide in that corner. Might be up for a move onto the Hanger straight here. If he gets a good run, but he loses a bit of time here on the entry. But on the exit, can he gain? Well, he runs away and gets that penalty, unfortunately. And he lost a good chunk of time in maggots and Beckett's. So he's not going to be up for a move here, but Max Spiel's not going up the inside of Tipsy Bob, but he thought of
Ocean
it.
Chief going in the inside of LOR keyboard makes the move done. Or gets the move done, I should say, sorry. And
So-
promotes him up into P8. So
Alright, I'm gonna have...
keyboard pitting early. on
Yeah, there's a
lap
good
5.
few people stopping. I think majority, 4 or 5 of the soft runners are now in the pits. Promoting Max Spiels into P3, Tipsy Bob into P5, Wimpy into P4. What a gamer.
So the soft runner's going on the hard compound tire.
Hmm.
Push getting his 3 second. Ooh, comes out inside of Popo Gamer.
Think
A
it
little
is.
bit risky, but he got the move done, I guess.
No, I suppose it did.
So soft runner's going on the medium or hard.
Indeed, they are, yeah. Yes, it looks like a soft to hard strategy is optimal here anyway. And with the hards going around 10 laps, I guess. So I guess we'll see Max Spiels and Icewind pitting around lap 10 or so. Or soft tires, maybe lap 11. See how they feel, I guess. Well, I
Actually, wait, it's not softs. The display is hards. So wasn't he one who started off on hards? Was it?
I think Push started on soft. I don't know. This game is doing the big brain moves. I'm not sure, unfortunately.
The display is softs for us, but on the left it says hards. So
Yeah,
we'll have to find out.
think
The
he's.
two-step strategy.
I don't know. I mean, two-stop Silverton sounds like a big monk ass personally, but hey, maybe.
And my cruiser boxing this lap. Yeah. Oh, 5-second time penalty for just being in the pit lane. That
Monk,
will cost him quite a bit.
Yeah, especially if Icewind keeps it clean from now on. He could be on for a win here if Cruiser makes more mistakes.
But we've seen he managed to hold up a 6-second gap from second place, so it should be no problem getting rid of that 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just a case of not getting any more penalties. But
Semantics also get a speeding penalty, unfortunately for her.
So Light Cruiser will most likely come out ahead of Push. That's the only person who's on track right now who's not in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone on the hard compound tires except for Ocean Chief and Push, who displays softs but says hard, so I don't know.
I don't know. He could be on both tires. Maybe he has the fronts on softs, the rears on hards. I don't know.
So everyone on the hard tires?
Yeah, Ocean Chief, the last soft runner. Going reasonably long on these tires. I think he just let Mr. Wimps have the optimal strategy. Or the more optimal strategy anyway for himself, as Wimpy boxed the lap. Ocean Chief did not. So, Ocean Chief stays out. And he's going to probably lose a bit of time. I'd imagine the softs are not good at the moment for him to be using, as they're probably fairly worn. So yeah, now the gaps are reasonably big. The closest battle we really have is Wimpy on keyboard Magnussen.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the moment they just all be vibing, I guess.
My Cruiser making some steady progress on his out lap. He's gained on Ocean Chief by roughly 6/10 this lap itself, so it's not doing too bad.
What a gamer.
New hearts, he's enjoying them. Ocean Chief boxing, I presume for hard tires.
That would seem like the strategy. We did go fairly long. I don't know how good the mediums are, but we will see if he does put the mediums on, and he doesn't. Puts the hards on, not very surprised, but it would be cool to see someone go on an alternative strategy. And yeah, he's gonna come out probably around P8, P9. And Mr. Pooch getting some position because of the pit stop, obviously.
He'll come out right behind keyboard, I think. Or possibly even in front. It'll be really close because Wimpy and the keyboard are coming around the first corner, and there's Ocean. So Ocean has lost out. He pit on, I believe he was 6th, if you were to calculate everyone else around.
I
So
think
he
so.
lost a bit of time.
Yeah, the closest rebound we have is P8, P9, or P9 and P8, all fine P7. Wimpy going around the outside of Keyboard Magnussen. Oh, he does get the move done, almost. They're still side by side, going to the hairpin. It's gonna get the inside line. Magnussen's gonna have a better run. They're going side by side still. And they're gonna come down, all the way down. Well, not side by side, all the way down, but you might have the position 4 now. Keyboard Magnussen's gonna stay back for now, until the higher straight anyway.
It's a good move by Wimpy there.
Mm-hmm. Ocean Chief also not very far behind, trying to get some of the positions himself. And Mr. Magnussen staying very close behind, 2 Wimps. It might be for a move down onto the higher straight here.
It's DRS, so...
He lost a bit of time on the exit. And he stays behind for now. Likers of Twice slapped the Grand Prix with a 43.1 on the hard tyre. Not sure if that's esports pace or not, but hey, let's pretend it is, and he's like the greatest driver to ever come onto this world. I think that's my favourite outcome of this story. Ocean Chief got a bit of Magnussen. He was fighting Wimps. He's gonna go for a move up to turn 1. No, okay, I was getting very excited. That would be pretty cool to see. I'm just a little bit sad, but that's alright.
It's okay.
It's okay. There's like 7 more laps, even 8. So yeah, that's alright. That's alright.
Icewind and Spilt's probably going to pit within the next couple of laps. It's like that they don't lose too much time.
Yup, I'd imagine so.
Gaining really quickly on his new hards, so...
You do be. We might have some very fast boys joining us for a sprint race. Or Julian's already in the lobby, and Mr. Jensen, my friend, are gonna join as well. I don't know, man. If he does join, it's gonna create some more exciting racing. Which we hope, will hope for, because that's more interesting usually than watching a dull race, right?
Definitely. Like Cruiser 23 seconds behind Icewind, so he will become the new leader once the 2 front and pits, since the average pit stop times in Silverstone is like 30 to 35 seconds, I believe.
Mm-hmm. They also have a pretty long pit stop in the F2 car as well. So I think the pit stop itself takes about 6 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So it is a long boy. So, I even have a bit of a bigger gap than what we think. Well, my brain isn't able to calculate it, unfortunately, behind. Because I have a small brain, but that's alright. The gaps are fairly big, really, between everyone at the moment, but I'm curious to see if Max Spiels and Icewind can do anything, really, after they come on the soft tyres. Be interesting to see what they can do. And Wimps
like
pulling...
I'm sorry, go.
Wimps pulling away from Keyboard Magnussen. He's got a 2-second gap now, so he's doing good for himself. Ocean Chief still trying to get that move done, which he may or may not get done. And Mr. Lightcruiser are doing something, and then we got yellow flags.
It's the 10th place Limtrix.
Oh, F in chat.
He spun at the last corner.
Did the
Using
speed.
that a red curve kind of got him there.
Monkas. Can we get some Fs in chat from Mrs. Elementrix? Ocean just lost a bunch of time to Keyboard. He was 6 tenths back and I was 1.2 seconds. You wouldn't be very pleased with that. So the gap's now being reasonably big. And no DRS for anyone. And it's pure racing.
Goes into the pits.
He is indeed in the pit box.
Pretty big gap from everyone except from Ocean Chief to Keyboard and Keyboard to Wimpy.
Yeah, it looks like at the moment. Max Fields now again is pit stop done onto the sub tire. Lightcruiser are most likely pitting either this lap or next lap. I don't think anything else will be really viable.
So Spiltz will most likely come out ahead of Tipsy. Or even Popo Gamer. Comes around the first corner and just sees him right in front of him.
Mr. Jensen, please do not call me on Discord. I'm gonna say very rude words. Thank you. my final message. So Magnus knew that corner cutting penalty, instant corner cutting penalty, so must have done a big cut to get that one. Or he just got 9 by a fun game. One of the two.
Ocean Chief 6 tenths behind, 5 tenths now. He might look for a move down the inside, but he stays back. Keyboard locking up on the left front. Ocean getting some time. He might have a go down this old pit straight towards Maggots and Bants, but Maggots, I should say, sorry. He's got a good run on keyboard. He might look down the inside. No, he stays behind. He'll most likely try and go for a move on the DRS straight.
Yeah, a little sliding as well into that corner.
So let's see if Ocean manages to stay quite close. Currently 4 tenths behind. He's gained. He's now 3 tenths, and with DRS, this should be a pretty easy move. Light Cruiser with a late 142.9, and Ocean Chief gets that move done on keyboard. So it's a pretty dispersed race. Everyone at least 2 to 3 seconds behind each other.
Yep. No, except Magnus who just got past, but that might change soon as Ocean Chief will perhaps pull away.
So if things stand, it should be a pretty relaxed victory for Light Cruiser, unless if Icewind manages to pull off some 140s here within the next few laps.
Yeah, Icewind also has a penalty, I think, which he has 2 in fact, so he has 6 seconds, Light Cruiser has 5 seconds technically. So, yeah, this is going to be hard for Mr. Icewind to get back now, I think. Max Spiels could be on for a podium if he can get past the push. Could have some interesting battles coming at the end of this race. Would be
only,
nice to see.
2 seconds behind, so he's definitely in contention for that 3rd place.
Definitely is. Well, he picks up another penalty. Aye. Mr. Iceland's gonna have to now fight to really get that P2 now. Because I don't think Mr. Push has main penalties, if any.
Looking back at Keyboard and Ocean Chief, that battle, and Keyboard's gaining quite a bit, and Ocean Chief going a little bit wide. We now have DRS and could go for a move. Speaking of which, Light Cruiser saying a 142, so he's sending his rocket ship through this race.
He do be.
Oh, Max Spilt's actually with a early 142. It's pretty competitive.
It is indeed. He's on a top tire compounds, so it would be somewhat expected, but nevertheless doing a decent job for himself. When Push runs very wide in the corner, Mr. Maxfield's gonna have probably a decent run onto Push now. Will he get the pass done is another question. But he's very close behind. He's gonna have no? Not gonna have DRS? I guess I might have lied, but that's alright.
DRS, he makes the move. He's a little bit wide, but he does have the inside line, pushing a bit. Push out wide, still side by side. And looks like Spilz has the move done. Unless Push has anything to say about it.
But is Push going to come around the outside in the corner here? Ooh, no, he doesn't. He backs out. I think that was a smart decision. Yeah, if he went for it there, I think it was very likely to cause a crash. I think it was good smart driving from Push. I can appreciate that.
He knows he has DRS, so DRS activated. 4 tenths behind. He's gaining 3 tenths.
But can he?
Might have a quick little move. He does. No, he doesn't.
Not quite. He backs. Well, he backs out. He wasn't really gonna send it that far back. I think would be too dangerous. So he thinks better. Yeah, now there's 2 stop runners running P2, P3. 4 now. Icewind the fastest lap of a Grand Prix with a 41 even. 0.7. Oh, and the Push spins! Aye. Coming back is Popo. He's going to get the position for himself. But Mr. Push has done this Binala, inspired by Sebastian Vettel himself.
surprised that it was clean up until this time.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. He was on for a decent result here, but made a little mistake and spin alab. Very unfortunate. Well, I don't know. Probably the one after pit. Arranging tires won't be that dead that you have to, but that's alright. I'm sure I'll do his best to maintain position.
Keyboard losing the back end quite a lot. He must have had a little incident with Ocean Chief. Now he's 6 seconds behind. So his rear tires are dying at the moment. Yeah, 2 more laps, or 3 more laps I should say. Light Cruiser is in high contention of winning this race.
Yep. And there's nothing really going to stop him now unless he makes a big mistake.
This is Sebastian spin.
Zibanala. Right. Maybe it does a bit, and then it makes it more insane, I guess, but hey, that's alright.
Push after his spin seems quite competitive at the back of Popo. Through maggots and baggots, he lost a bit of time towards the last S. So maybe a last lap battle here for 4th place.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, Push is now 9/10 behind, so if he keeps this gap, he will have DRS on the long straight. And seems to be doing quite well. Even after that spin, tires must be pretty warm. But he's doing a good job.
Yeah, no, he could get the position back. I mean, I think he'll be very happy with that if he does get the position back. But moment, just has to get it.
He does have DRS.
Do have DRS.
If he goes in there.
He gains a little bit of time with DRS, of course, but definitely too far back to get any sort of mood on. And yeah, that might be the only fight we really get this race, unless something very interesting happens. We've got some yellow flags, and it's Keyboard Magnussen, who is spun off in turn 3, I think that is. It is. And yeah, I think it was very likely it's going to get P8 anyway, but he won't be the happiest boy after doing as has been. Wimpy only 1.3 seconds back of Tipsy Bob. So, not impossible, but not the most likeliest battle I think we'll see today.
So Push with DRS on the long back straight, he might be in contention for a move. He's 6/10 behind. If he does a big boy Verstappen dive bomb,
Flushed.
China.
And by Mr. Vettel in well, this corner coming up here where he did interesting move on Max Verstappen personally, but for each of their own opinion. And yeah, might be going looking for a move into. I'm going to take a wild guess if that's Chapel on the left-hander. Probably not, but I can guess corner names all I want. But I'm going to say that's like turn 5ish, so I think that's probably more accurate than saying Chapel, but that's alright. Yeah, he's 3 turns behind Popo Gamer right now. So
Definitely a last lap battle here.
yeah, it could get interesting. There could be fireworks in the last lap. And Wimpy inside of Tipsy's DRS as well.
Let's see, I'll most likely get him this lap. Push and a Wimpy maybe.
And Push close up a little bit, but I don't think it's quite enough to get him moved on here. Maybe onto the higher straight if he keeps the gap on and pressure onto Popo. He could. Mr. Wims is going to be in there soon, but still, also like essentially a Push. He's too far back, not able to make the move just yet.
Push is pretty eager, and Icewind with another 3-second time penalty.
Ay.
But he, Light Cruiser coming through the final few corners. It's a pretty dominant race for him.
Yeah, he's done a good drive.
So Light Cruiser comes around the final corner to take.
And pushes right on the back of Popo. He's gonna go up the inside. Oh, he goes on the grass. Aye. Ooh. Yeah, I think that was clean from Popo. I think he made a mistake there. Push might not be the happiest boy to get pushed off track, but it is racing. Well, it looks like he's gonna stay behind him. And Wimpy also not be get moved on Tipsy Bob. Just yet. Well, just yet. No. Right, Popo coming across the line P4, pushing P5. He's got a penalty extra to Popo. So even if he would have passed him, he wouldn't have been in the extra position. Mr. Wimps staying behind Tipsy, but again aiming on penalties. So he gets P6. Ocean Chief going across the line in P8. Magnussen going into club now, going across the line in P9. Elementrix didn't have the best race, unfortunately. A few spins, but I'm sure she won't be the happiest, but she's given us her best, and that's the most important bit. So yeah, Magnussen across the line P9 now. Elementrix coming up to club to finish the race in P10. And we'll be seeing some new drivers in the sprint race, starting from the back, which could add a factor of some interesting racing.
It'll be a pretty fun one. We have fast racers such as Danny. He's a pretty fast boy. So
Yeah.
expect some contention between him and Light Cruiser.
So on the podium, then we got Light Cruiser, Icewind and Max Spiels. So good job to those guys. They had a good race individually, but I think Mr. Light Cruiser had the most impressive of them, really. Did a good job. I mean, right, was very fast throughout the whole race. And yeah, good job to him. And hope we can see some more action when Mr. Light Cruiser starting in P8 on the reverse pole. And I believe Mr. Ocean Chief will be starting on pole, since he finished in P8. Methinks. Did someone else finish P8? I don't remember anymore. See now, Mr. Ocean did in fact finish P8, so we'll be starting on pole position for this sprint race. The Cruiser starting in 8th, Icewind 7th, Max Spiel 6th, Popo 5th, Push 4th, and Push 4th, yes, no? Yeah. Wimpy 3rd, Tipsy 2nd, and Ocean Chief on the pole position I've mentioned before. And yeah, hopefully we get an equally, or even a more interesting race than we had in the feature race. And get some good action to catch for you boys back at home, as we enjoy watching the standings for a while.
It's also cool to mention out that out of the 10 racers, only 3 people didn't get any penalties. So it was a clean and dominant drive as well from Max Spiels, Popo, and I believe it was Tipsy.
And Wimpy actually, yeah, Wimpy no penalties and Tipsy with 1. So yeah, Wimpy does a good job for himself, to be honest. If Mr. Chief doesn't win, I'm gonna be very sad, just so he knows. Just a heads up. So joining us for this race, we've got 2 new faces. Yeah, 2 new faces of Danico and Julian. I'm interested to see what they can do. I know Julian is a very fast boy in the F1 cars, but is he a fast boy in F2 cars? Probably, but we will see. So as the grid is loading up, selecting their big brain strategies as always for the sprint race. And we get yet another fantastic look at the F2 pit lane with the tires nicely piled up. It is oddly satisfying, to be honest, looking at all the tires kind of lined up there, if I'm gonna be honest. So we got 15 more seconds to the start of this sprint race. We can get underway for some epic F2 action. Right, under grid now. That's the starting lights, I believe. It's the formation lap. Okay. Okay. This time I'm not. This time I'm gonna rest my voice. Rest my voice. Fucking. I mean, frickin'. Rest my voice for the formation lap instead of giving my best, as obviously did happen last time. Oh, and Mr. Bob going for the pass on Chief? No. Ah, cheeky. I think it was Ocean Chief getting the position back, but cheeky move anyway. So yeah, we'll see what Mr. Electors can do from P8 towards the back end of the grid, really.
Be a pretty interesting one, definitely.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make his way back to the field this time. It's not gonna be as easy as the feature race where he got to start from pole and then pull away really from that point onwards. Bailey, you heard nothing. So if I do the Men in Black thing and you just wipe your memory, that's right. You'll be fine. It's like I said nothing. Nevertheless, I do. Never mind. Actually, I think we're not as far. We're not as close to the grid as I thought, which is a very big blame play. Big blame, yes. English is my favorite language, as you can see. So Ocean is like quite a bit of tipsy. That 9-second gap, Ocean Chief is not waiting for anybody, which would mean that he's not gonna have the best tires. It's gonna be a bit cold, I reckon. But hey, these things might happen.
I'll say it's be a pretty interesting race with all these quick boys and everything.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get the cars lined up on the grid. That's basically all, if not all. Yeah, a few more. Right, and we're gonna go very soon, because we do be vibing at the back, it seems. Yeah, Julian is there. Okay, I think he teleported, I don't know. Something happened. Okay, yeah. We get 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Silverstone sprint race. And Ocean getting a decent enough start. Not getting the best angle here, but that's a bit better now. Cleaning off in turn 1, nothing major happening. Someone in the background, that's Julian losing his front wing, I believe. Going 3 wide here in the turn 3 even. Yeah, nice and clean racing on that. 2 people going wide up there. And yeah, we're going over. They all go off now. Yeah, they got interlocked with each other and couldn't go anywhere. I think that's Elementrix keyboard also that was off the track.
It's a poor start from all of them. Wimpy losing out massively, losing 7 positions in 3 corners.
Monkas. We got Icewind up to P4. Yeah, Light Cruiser up a few positions as well. Danico and Julian as well. Done a decent job from the start. Mr. Ocean Chief losing the P1 to Tipsy Bob. So that's a change up the front. That did happen just there. Big brain. Anyway, Mr. Light Cruiser just behind Icewind. Very eager to pass, I would assume. Since he does not want to be wasting time, as he has only 11 laps really to do the job. They're gonna up around the outside.
Danico
Monka
has been
and,
clipped the side of, I believe it was Push. I think it was, and then sent him right into the wall.
Monka S. And that gets the pass on Icewind done. Really textbook move. No major issues. And Light Cruiser now one. Oh, Chief makes a mistake, and he's gonna lose the podium now to Light Cruiser, and maybe even position to Icewind as well. Yeah, he does. Oh, does he? No, he doesn't. That was a lie.
An impressive catch, though. Impressive drift from him.
Yeah, did a good job.
Ooh, we have Limtrix in the barrier, in the gravel trap.
Oh.
I don't know what happened there. He hasn't lost any bit of his front wing. Must have been just a little spin. Julian pitting for a set of hard tires, which I presume will be until the end of the race. Out he goes. We actually have a disconnect keyboard as a logging back in.
Oh. Yeah, not the best race for him. He did end up in the gravel on the first lap. And Julian has already retired as well, who also got some minutes at the start, unfortunately. So we got two of the boys that joined us have now left us very quickly. Unfortunately for them, but hopefully the racing still maintains good. And believes as well she was caught up in some incident. I think she has enough of not the very fun action. And Icewind now in the back of Ocean Chief, going up the inside, and he might get the pass done here. And he does, without any major issues, and he's through. For now in P4. We'll see if he can maintain the position. For now.
Keeper Magnussen is rejoined.
Yes.
See that? Light Cruiser sets the fast lap with a 1:43.3. Which is pretty quick on the hards, DRS enabled. So we'll see that top 3 of 5/10 most likely change.
Mm-hmm. And they're all very close, and they're both eager to get that P1. I also mind John.
All over Spilts.
Yeah, he really is. Showing some dominance, just to flex. We're gonna have DRS on Tipsy Bob now. But oh yeah, no. Tipsy is going down to P2, but is Icewind going to follow him as alright? Because is he going to follow him? He not quite able to. Tipsy not really allowing that, leaving the inside not very open to him. And Max Spiels is going to maintain the P1 position for now. Like
he has a good run though. Is he going down the outside? Will he get the move done? No, he backs out.
But it's like he's going to. No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to get the position done here. Don't blame him. I wouldn't be very eager to get it done here. But yeah, the both really want that pole position, first position, because well, it does pay the most points, I think. So I think it's the best one most of the time.
Icewind is now in this mix.
He is.
Yeah. Icewind gaining on Light Cruiser going down the inside of Tipsy.
They're side by side, and now Light Cruiser on the outside, going a little bit wide. Icewind as well. Oh, is Icewind going to get position as well? But oh, he could have maybe sent on the both of them, but he thinks better of it. Stays behind for now. Boy loses a bit of traction, Icewind. A lot of time lost there as well. Tipsy losing position to Light Cruiser now. And Light Cruiser sailing into P2.
Great move by Light Cruiser there.
Yeah. A good and clean racing.
Light Cruiser sets his eyes on another number 1 finish. Only 6/10 behind Max Spielt. He does have DRS. Where he has raging Tipsy and Icewind behind as well. So this will be a pretty intense last few laps.
Yeah, it could get very interesting. And Icewind going around the outside of Tipsy Bob. Yeah, he's going to make it here now, going to the hairpin. He's going to be side by side with him. And he's going to get a better entry, but might lose a bit of time on exit. Tipsy getting a better run. But Tipsy, I think, squabbles a little bit. And he loses a bunch of time now. And I've seen Light Cruiser out of this battle also made a little mistake where he locked up heavily. And he stays behind Max Spiels for now. He might get a move on a Heiner straight if he can close a bit in here in Magnussen Beckett's. Assuming a penalty. I think Light Cruiser losing the car a little bit, but he gets a decent run. Gonna be right on the back of Max Spiels. Gonna go around the outside to get the move done. And he's side by side now, a little bit ahead, and he's gotten the move done. Very good pass from him. And he gets the first position on the track. Followed closely behind by Max Spiels, Tipsy Bob, and Icewind. All also very eager to get some more positions this race. Push also on the back of Popo Gamer. Matching him a little bit, I think.
Light Cruiser with the fastest lap with a 1:42.6.
Yep.
Oh, we should probably say 7 because it was 6:99.
Hey, it's a funny number.
Lucky number.
Yes.
Ocean Chief with a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, Ocean Chief still running in P5 for now. It wouldn't be a too bad result for him. Wouldn't be after that earlier incident in P8. And yeah, Max Spiel's not really able to keep up too much. DRS is helping him a good bit to maintain any sort of gap to Light Cruiser. Icewind now catching a little bit, I think. He's got the gap to 9/10 now, 8/10 even to Max Spiels. Doing a decent enough job. Push also still very close on the back of Popo Gamer. Could also be another potential move we can see later on. We got some yellow flags.
From the keyboard again.
Oh.
The ring of spins continuing.
Oh, and Ocean Sheep is out of this race.
I didn't see what happened, but I presume it was a pretty hard hit into the wall.
Yeah, he died somewhere in Maggots and Beckett's. That's where Wimpy gained the position. Not exactly sure what happened.
Light Cruiser with a 142.5, saying faster laps. Another spin, don't know from who, but there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Seems to be good now. Don't know who it was. I didn't actually catch it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who either, but Icewind is right on the back of Spiels, and he doesn't get the best run though, so you might not be able to get him into this corner right here.
With the DRS assistance though, he's gaining quite quickly.
Ooh, not enough.
Much later, locks up.
Yeah, locks up. Is not quite able to get onto him. Push also very close to Pope again, but he's not able to do anything just yet either.
Ooh,
and Icewind
spins into the wall.
Very unfortunate, and he retires. He does not wish to attend this race anymore. Not the happiest boy. To all the endurance pit lane.
He could have boxed.
I could have boxed.
So
he just has to knock on the garage door to make sure they open it for him though. Oh, and Push does a pretty big cut there and gets a 3-second time penalty.
So it seems to be that Light Cruiser is running away from this race again, once again.
Yep.
Main action right now will probably be Push on Popo. He's all over the back of him for the past 2 laps now.
Yeah, could be kind of move down here soon. You can keep, bit of lag. Fortunate for Push, losing a bit of time.
Breaks later, so gains time and gets a good run. So does Push or Popo.
And the gap down to 3/10 now. There could be something going up here onto this straight coming up.
Locks up quite a bit. It gains time though. He's only 2/10 behind him now.
Yeah, and there the DRS. He might get a decent run here. Maybe could even pass him.
Does. He might switch to the inside. No, he doesn't.
No, not quite. He stays behind. Ooh, but yeah, he gained a good bit of time here on the break. And oh, Tipsy Bob makes a mistake, and now he's lost 2 positions, both to Popo.
His accelerator pedal might be broken. It's stable in 1 position. I think he might have a technical issue.
Could be.
No, Tipsy has a technical issue with his wheel, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like he's going very slow. No, there. But he's going very well for him as well. Very unfortunate to see that happen to him. He's losing all his positions. Really a shame.
In a potential podium finish. But
yeah.
Not to change subject, Push another good run on Popo DRS. He might send it since it's a pretty wide corner. He brakes much later and he might tap. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, massive lockup from them. Tires are not going to be very happy after this race. They're getting very much abused by Mr. Push. He's pushing very hard. And
Tipsy fixes whatever issue he has. He's using keyboard now.
Poggy. Yeah.
With or Push with a better run.
Tipsy Bobber tires, unfortunately, with some issues. Big sad.
So
yeah, but these 2 guys. These 2.
7 runners?
Yeah, 7 runners out. And these 2 guys are going to have to make no mistakes for the next 4 or so laps. But it's going to matter now at the end. Yeah, Push and Pope are really running. Really are running at the moment, really closely together, within half a second really for the last few laps. And Push is going to be very eager to get that podium position after losing his P4 to Pope after making a little mistake.
Popo going a bit wide compared to Push. Push does get a good run, but he'll be forced to stay behind unless if he tries to do some heroics here, which I doubt he will do.
Now he backs out to.
Does have DRS.
Yep.
And,
Gonna gain a little bit of time here.
A keyboard following his spins. Another one. His rear tires. Yeah, no, he's just completely lost.
Oh, Push hits Popo and he gets some wing damage. It was a pretty big shunt. He does the same thing he did last lap, but this time he hits him and now breaks himself. Yeah, Popo, Push being too eager to get that move done and collides instead, which
his left hand plate is gone. It's probably an orange warning there.
Yeah.
Which will lose some time in the corners. So I think this battle might be over, but you never know. If he stays within DRS contention, he will be able to pull something off. He does outbreak Popo quite a bit, and is 3/10, 4/10 behind him. He's really close. Popo loses the back end there, so he's losing a bit of time. Push gaining quite rapidly, actually. Forced to break a little earlier, but Popo breaks quite late, or early, I should say.
Yep.
Push going a little wide. It's a nice battle between these two, but can't get anything done.
I think it's a bit unfortunate for Push. Hasn't really been the best two races for him. He's spun in the first one and got damage here in the second one. Really big shame, but he's doing his very best to keep up. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much with his wing damage, unfortunately.
He's going to lose a lot of time here through Mega to Beckett especially.
Yep. Just barely within the DRS. Oh, and he runs wide too.
Yeah, that's his, at least his DRS assistance out of here.
Yep.
He might be able to pull something off with the last two laps, but if I was him, I'd probably box so I get, because Wimpy's is saying faster sector times.
And that goes with the last lap of the race with a 42.2. Takes a lap from himself.
Good, it was a good battle between Push and Popo. Popo managing to hold it in every single turn.
Yep.
But unfortunately, had to end off in a little shunt, or I should say, big shunt.
Yeah, it was some pretty big contact. I think Push maybe could have seen that one coming. Popo did brake much earlier to him last lap, but yeah, he still brakes early, and this time he gets damage to his wing. So that is his podium contention really out of the window, unless Pope makes a big mistake, which I'm sure Push will be hoping for.
Push is one more warning away from or no, he does have 3 seconds. He does have a 3-second time penalty. So even if he does manage to make in front of Popo, he'll need to be at least 3 seconds in front.
Yeah.
No one else that's currently alive in this race has penalties. Just a lot of warnings. But Push is gaining quite a bit on Popo compared to last time. He lost all of his time here. Forced to take that much slower than he would like, but at least he hasn't lost his front wing completely.
Yeah, there's some positives like back from this, but not the happiest day for Mr. Push in the Trident car. But he did give his best, and that's the most he can do.
Light cruiser on the final lap of the race. And I think this might be the final standings, unless if a very late safety car, you never know.
Poggy Woggy. Unless someone does the big boy mistake and commits the big DNF. But otherwise, this will most likely be our finishing standings. Light Cruiser winning the race once again, back from P8. Max Spiels in P2, Popo in P3, slash. I don't know why I thought of slash, I did. Push in 4th, Wimpy in 5th, Keyboard 6th, and Mantrix in 7th. Getting some points, even after not the most optimal race.
Light Cruiser 111 points ahead will extend his gap to 2nd place by quite a bit now. Ooh, Push loses the back end quite a lot there. Loses out 2/10 already to Popo, 3/10. Pretty dominant race from Light Cruiser. There was a clean overtake on Spiltz there on the last few corners. It's a pole position on race 1, and in 2 laps already saw himself in P1 here in the reverse grid. So,
Yep.
dominant race. You'll see the pit lane entry for the last time. Rounds up, knows he has nothing left to lose, and crosses line to take P1.
When Popo gets a penalty, but
So does Push.
Push also has one. Think it's.
If Push didn't get one, he could have gotten P3. Oh no, never mind. My math is terrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Mr. Wimps coming back to Club Corner. Keeping Magnussen a bit further behind in Magnussen brackets, but Mr. Wimpy coming home in a reasonable decent P5. Not the most terrible result for him either. And to come in P6 is Mr. Magnussen.
Pretty similar podium. Light Cruiser in 1st, Popo in 3rd, Spiltz in 2nd. Last time it was Light Cruiser, Popo, and Spiltz, if I remember correctly.
Like Cruiser, Max Spiltz and Icewind it was, I think. But Icewind
Icewind.
retires this race, unfortunately. But yeah, Keyboard comes across the line in P6. Not a terrible result, but I don't think he'll be the happiest boy on track today.
All those spins.
Yep. So here's the final podium with Light Cruiser once again on the top step. We've got a new face on the rest of the podium though. Well, I say new face. A new face would being Mr. Pope on P3, but a new position for Mr. Spiels in being in P2 instead of P3 last time. So I'm sure he'll be happy enough to have gotten the P2, but be hungry for the P1, I think, as everyone will be really. But yeah, a decent job from all the guys on the podium here to get their positions. Well deserved from all of them. And now, with the race concluded, we can have some epic driver interviews, if I know which is, to join us in the comment review. You can come to SLR's general chat to have the epic driver interview. And I think we already have some takers with Icewind and Max Spiels in the Gentleman's Lounge. So.
If you get him in here.
I shall get Mr. Icewind in first. So. Oh, my Discord doesn't kill itself. Mr. Icewind. Hello.
Hello.
So, Mr. Icewind. Feature race, not terrible. Not
it was
perfect.
quite good actually for 3 laps of practice. So, I mean, yeah, it's just sort of one of those tracks just like felt easy to drive from the start with this car, and I had a lot of fun. Then in sprint race, I just committed the big spin out of left field and went into the wall, and I was like, okay then.
Yeah, the feature race didn't go too bad. You got yourself a handful of penalties, but P2 was P2.
I kept running wide every single lap at Cops, I think. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I had a lot of fun anyway. I don't really take these F2 races too seriously, so it's sort of a little bit of fun for me, and just sort of the idea is not to practice for this.
You just do the lay back, chill, and see, and let it come to you.
Race some cars, and that's it.
Do some car racing. My favorite activity. Yeah, so the feature race not too bad. P2, decent result, just behind Light Cruiser, who had a really good race then.
Yeah, he was just in a league of his own.
Yeah.
So,
Like you
has
said.
he's won every single race this season or something.
I wouldn't. I think maybe, that might be a little bit far fetched. I think he's.
Yeah.
I think he's won at every country though. I think
Like,
that's.
I kind of wonder what happened on the sprint race warm-up lap though, because he just ramped me on the straight, and I
Oh,
don't
oof.
think I did anything that special, so I don't know what happened there. But he got away with it and won the race anyway, so whatever. So.
And to confirm
Yep.
Mr. Icewind's questions, he has won in every single country we've raced in so far in F2.
Yep.
And he's
Yep.
won a lot of races, to say the least. He's won quite a few.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's doing a very good job for himself.
Yep, indeed.
So
he's very good with that car.
Yeah, very impressive.
I tend to get caught out with the turbo kick of that car. That's what happened there as well. So yeah. Ah well, it is what it is. So.
Yeah, sprint race. Yeah, and sprint race he got on a spin in the hairpin as well. So that was unfortunate. I was looking forward to see what you can do. You're catching up to Max Spiels, and I was like, oh what? What's this?
Yep. But oh well, I wish you luck in F1 and AC tomorrow.
Yeah, you too, mate.
I'm not gonna race tomorrow, so I unfortunately won't be there.
Big sad.
But I'll be there on 2SRL Sunday, so.
Epic.
Yep.
And we'll see you then. So thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
And we'll have Max Spiels, who would like to join us as well, I believe. Hello, Mr. Max.
Aye.
No. So, a decent races from you, I think. You showed some decent pace. Decent showing, I think, for me. Really, the only man really beating you significantly was a light cruiser, and well, no one really could catch up to me. He had an amazing day, but yeah, he showed some good pace in the sprint and feature race. So I think went fairly good. I had some nice battles in sprint race too.
Yeah. Well, in feature race, I just had a puncture because Jeff told me to pit one lap earlier, and 65% tires apparently can break. So
Wow.
yeah.
Not usually not the most optimal for driving.
No, I knew that with all the penalty of Icewind, I should have got P2. I mean, at least I still finished the race in P3, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Regardless. And yeah, retribution second race, but yeah, light cruiser. Now, I mean, I already knew that it wasn't possible that I could hold him up, and when I saw basically that he got faster and faster and faster, like one second better than me. While me, I was like, I don't want another puncture again, so I'm gonna drive really slow. I was basically shaking the tire MFD like a dog, like it smells wrong.
Like I can smell the tires burning, Bono.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where Bono? Where are my tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he showed some good pace, and really he's only light cruiser, and then again light cruiser showing really some incredible pace, really, in both races, and I'm very impressed. He's just insanely fast.
Yeah, insanely.
Like,
that's the word.
What a mental guy, honestly. But we tried our best to dethrone Mr. Light Cruiser, but at the moment he seems to be unstoppable, and hopefully we can get a new challenger that will eventually clap Mr. Light Cruiser.
Yeah,
but for now,
Icewind is also better than me. I mean, in terms of pace, it's just that I'm not getting penalties. sorry, just a bit of banter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think you're reasonably close. Light Cruiser maybe, I'm sorry, Icewind probably a little bit faster, but I think you're reasonably closely matched.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, but good showing from you. P3 and P2, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job all round, really.
Thank you.
So yeah, good luck to you, man, and hopefully you can get some good luck in the F1 races too.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you next week, and
of course,
and then tomorrow as well for Tier 1, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
With well less space.
He's trying his best, guys. Giving some slack. Yeah, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And best of luck to you, my friend. And we'll see you later. Bye bye.
See
Bye.
ya.
Right, and that will conclude our interviewees, I would think, as there's no one else to join us in Gentlemen's Lounge unless anyone else comes. But I think that will do for today's stream. I'm gonna thank everyone for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for SLR's Tier 1 in Bahrain, and also we have on Sunday we'll have 2 SLR Tier 1 and Tier 2 in fact, commentated by Mr. Bants and Mr. Beamer, and we have joined by the majestic Tipsy Bob. Hello, Mr. Bob.
Hey boys.
Hello.
Mr. Bob. I'm very sad you didn't get the podium in the sprint race, just so you know.
Oh man. If you could hear the language that I was spewing across this house, I tell you.
I could hear you were in the next room, you know. I could hear you very well.
No, I heard you just got 2 interviewees. I thought I'll come in and give you a bit of banter.
I suppose, man.
Unless you were wanting to get off and cut off the stream and go home, or
I mean, gladly. I just love some bit of banter, though. You love the banter, mate.
well, you haven't asked me anything about my race, but I'll tell you anyway.
Go ahead.
It started awesome, and then it went all down the tube.
Oh, Monka.
Hang on a minute. Madame Kitsune's arrived. I am live to the world. No
Hello,
swearing,
Mama.
all right?
Hello, son.
Hello.
Yes, I'm giving an interview here, so
Look, Mama can give an interview too, no?
okay, Mama, I want to give an interview. You're live to the world. Go on. Tell them about Mario.
Oh, yeah. Did you clap Mr. Bants yet?
Well, I did, but then he just beat my record. Like,
Ah, frick.
Right,
so
well,
now-
hang on. I'll talk to her in a minute after I finish with you boys. Yeah, so I was, what was it, lap 7? She just called me a macho man. What? Anyway,
Hello.
lap 7. Oh, hello, Justin, by the way. You might not know me, but that's okay.
Hello.
That's alright.
Yeah, lap 7, man. I was all fired up. I seen Popo was fighting, was it Push further back, and I knew it was fast enough just to keep him back there, because in the feature race, yeah, you might have noticed that a lot of guys were catching me reasonably quickly, Wimpy as well. And it's because I was running 8.6 wings in Britain, and no, most people kind of run 6.5.
Tinkies.
So, exactly. So I thought I was doing a big brain moment because of the wet qualifying, but obviously not. But yeah, so I switched it down to 6.6 is what I had, and they got the jump on Chief. And I thought, happy days. Chief is going to hold them all back there. They're all going to just crash behind Chief, and I'll just go to my first.
Ocean Chief, the reliable moving barrier, as always.
But Chief, I'm going to have to pull him up on something, because I was getting a nice gap between myself and the rest of the field. And I kind of looked back and I seen Max was on his chuff. And instead of Chief like putting a bit of a fight up, he just let him past.
Disgraceful.
Let him past.
Disgraceful.
Like you see, look, I know that the light cruiser's quicker than me. You see how much of a fight I put up. You know, I'll fight anyone, regardless how fast they are. Chief just let him pass. It's like, off you go. I was so really annoyed at that. So I'm going to have to give Chief a good out bollocking.
He's going to get clapped eventually. Just.
Oh, he's going to get clapped. I know where he lives.
I know where you live, Mr. Bob.
That's all right.
That's all right.
The difference is you can't literally jump into your car and come up to me in 2 minutes. I can.
Well,
literally go
if I really wanted to, I could come up in like 2 hours.
Really? Could you be bothered? Like?
I mean, probably not, but I could if I wanted to. Technically, I could just come. No, I'll just frickin'. I didn't.
I will get you.
That's just Mr. Bob being a bad influence.
I was listening to Mr. Milosh's interviews, and I think that he has been listening to myself and Bants and Tara and Thimo all the times we streamed, and he was sounding very professional.
Of course.
I'm going to have to go in and mix things up. So I lured you into a false sense of security, and out came the F-bombs.
I just said frick. Frick is okay.
Frick, that's okay.
Frick is okay.
I think you can say feck too. It's a polite way of saying.
I think Ocean Sheep didn't even confirm that you can say feck. I can appreciate saying feck every now and then. So I love vibing in like religion class with my teacher, and then he just goes, "Ah, feckin' Christ, guys." It's
You fucking idiot!
oh yeah, man. Right.
Well,
Actually,
anyway,
I was going to tell you a life story about my religion class, but I think this is not the place for it.
this is not the time. We'll wait. We'll do that after.
I'm sure.
But just to finish up so you can get off here. Yeah, so lap 7, I was all fired up, keeping Popo behind me, and everything just died. I checked on the stream, and Justin, he called it about, issues with my wheel. It was actually my pedals. Do you know the wee cable on the back of your pedal that clicks
Mhm.
in? Well, the bit that clicks in, that broke off a while ago.
Monkas.
I just kind of just force it in there, stick it in.
Just yoink it in,
Just slide it in.
as you do.
Anyway, and for some reason it just popped out. Must have got a bit limp, and I just popped out. So I was desperately trying to ram it back in again. A couple of rejoins mid-sentence, and this is getting a double entendre. Anyway, I was trying to ram it back in again, and it just wouldn't connect. And then whenever it did connect, sure, it was too late, so I just had to bottle it. So that is my race in a nutshell, guys.
Unlucky, I guess.
Is the word.
I guess these things may happen, Mr. Tipsy Bob.
But
Nevertheless.
in the meantime, I will say, because I was listening to the stream afterwards, guys. I was listening to some of it there. A great job on the streaming, and I will sign off here and let you get on. So good luck to you.
Good to be here, Mr. Tipsy Bob.
Good be it.
Nevertheless, right, that'll be the end of our stream for today, and we'll see you tomorrow for SLR's Tier 1, and then see you again on Sunday for 2 SLR's Tier 2 and Tier 1, all races at Bahrain. And yeah, thank you for staying with us for the whole hour and 20 or so minutes.